Welcome back to the show. I have Tim James here with me today. So, fill me in on some of your top tips for healthy living, since you're also known as the health hero.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for the listeners to showing up for themselves because they're wanting to download something. Hopefully, what I can do is inspire you enough with some of these basic, simple tactics that you're going to get so inspired you're going to go home and do them. And that's what the where the rubber meets the pavement. We actually have to take theory and put it into practice. People have to get first person experience. Don't just take my word for it, but if it resonates with you and you're excited about it, go do it. See if it works. If it does, keep it. Keep that as part of your lifestyle. If it doesn't, pitch it and go to the next thing and keep doing that. And I promise everybody will figure out how to heal and have the most wonderful, healthy, abundant life and wake up and feel good. So that's what we're here
Love
for.
it.
All right. So I'm going to go through our core four secrets. It's actually a manual that we put together. These are basics. The first one can cost a little bit. You can invest, lot thousands of dollars, but the rest of them are free, like literally free. And the first one, you can make it really inexpensive. So when people come to us that want coaching, and let's say because we're also a coaching company besides doing the detox nutrition line, is they're like, what do I eat and what exercise should I do and all this stuff. And I'm like, hold on a second. You don't even have your foundation in place first. All that stuff is easy. We're chefs. We'll help you with the food, proper food combining. We'll go through all that. The exercise programs, we're all instructors at some level. We can do all that for you. But let's get the foundation in place first. Just like you're going to build a house, you don't build a house on sand. So let's go to some back to the basics. Number one, what is your body mostly made of? Water. It's mostly made of water. And through coaching over 600 people in this process of transformation, I found that 95% of people are not drinking enough water. And what water they are drinking is twofold. Number one, it's polluted. Even if you think you're getting spring water, we'll go into that. And number two, this water is not absorbing properly because of the high pressure pipes in city tap water and stuff, and the pipes that coagulates the water molecules. So let's go back. All of our water is polluted today. There's water researchers, Lisa, that went 1,500 miles to the interior, and they found that both the 2 and 2.5 inch fish have both male and female organs. Why? Because of the estrogen mimickers in plastics. The fishies and the amphibians are turning into hermaphrodites, like literally. Well, we're in the ecosystem too. We're part of this earth. We're part of Earth. We're part of Mother Nature. We are an expression of nature. Our body's mostly made of water. Where do you get that? You get it in nature. So if we're body's mostly made of water and we know we're going to drink water today and tomorrow and 10 years from now, why don't we just get our freaking water right and understand that it's all polluted today? The microplastics have found their way into 1,500 miles away from man into these pristine lakes. It's disrupting the hormones in the fish, and it's disrupting the hormones in the women and the men and the children walking around today. That's what's going on. And you can't see them. That's the problem. But it's going on. Now, the spring water deal, a much better option, but you have to be careful because you can get hardening of the arteries, gallstones, and kidney stones from spring water if it's not tested. And then, so you have to look at that because the mineral content could be too high. As an example, this happens. And you think it tastes delicious. It's awesome, but you're getting gallstones, right? You don't want that. The other thing is like there's this one dude, like he moved to the side of the Colorado Rocky Mountains to get healthy and do all this stuff, living on the mountains, and he was sick. They couldn't figure it out, and finally, one doctor said, "What about your water?" He's like, "No, I'm getting spring water out of the Colorado Rockies." Well, guess what? They tested the water, and like 255 miles away, they were fracking deep down in, and these underwater aquifers were disturbing all these heavy metals and toxins and chemicals, and they were going in these underwater rivers, and it came up in the Colorado Rockies, and he was getting poisoned by this spring water out of the side of a mountain. I hope I made the case
Yeah.
that our water needs to be purified today, and even better, triple purified, because purification is going to pull out about 90% of toxins when you run it through once. So you run it through the second time, you take 90% out of the 10%, you got 1%, you take out 90% of that, 0.1, 99.9% purified. All right. So purification is very important. You want to get clean water, but if you're on city tap water, you have to restructure it because again, those high pressure pipes are taking a 4 to 5 cluster molecule of water and they're putting into 20 to 25 a cluster. Me personally, in 2018, when I learned this, I got restructured water and I drank it, and it changed my life. My brain kicked on, my arms were tingling with energy, and I was like, I got high on water. Now, the system that I used restructured the water. It did alkalize it, but more importantly, it also charged it with molecular hydrogen. That's a whole nother topic. But so restructured water is important. And all of a sudden I would drink water and it would disappear. It would go into my body instead of like peeing all day long. It would go away and then would come out. And then 2 or 3 hours later, then I'd pee a lot. So I knew that it was finally getting into my system, going into my cardiovascular system, my lymphatic system, doing its job, and then coming out and getting into everywhere into my cells in my body, and that actually increasing absorption of nutrients. So water is very important. Now, we have a gal, she's the one that sold me that system. Her name's Danusha. I made a landing page for her called mypurifiedwater.com. People can go there and check it out if you want to get your water right. So that's where I got my stuff settled. Okay. So you drink half your body weight in liquid ounces of purified water daily. That's kind of the rule of thumb. So if you're a 200-pound person, that's 100 ounces. If you're a 100-pound person, that's 50 ounces a day. If you're an athlete, you're in an arid, hot climate, you might want to bump that up a little bit. Water is everything. It's the lubricant of life. You do this. I had one gal, Lisa, that just started adding more water to her life. And in 8 months, she dropped 50 pounds. She didn't change anything else.
Yeah.
Right. So water is so important. And, not having enough water in your system could be the difference between finding your car keys or hunting around in your house for 10, 15 minutes. Literally, we become dumber and we lower our IQ when we don't have enough water in our brain. All right. So water is a big deal. That's core secret number 1. And only 5% of people are doing it. Core secret number 2. This one's easy. Chew your food until liquefied. This is the first step in digestion. Okay. It's not just about masticate. Your mouth is basically a juicer, right? That's the best juicer you're ever going to have. It breaks our food down so that it can be digested, but the digestion actually starts in the mouth. We have 2 ducts in our upper mouth and 4 in our lower mouth that secrete these enzymes called amylase and lipase. And they're what's breaking down our starches and our fats, which is what we should mostly be eating. And so when you chew your food really well, you're secreting all those enzymes that then it goes down into your stomach. And then those enzymes in the stomach are breaking down the carbs and the starches and the fats, right? Mm-hmm. The pepsin and the hydrochloric acid is there to break down the proteins. That's already in the stomach. It's very important to do this. Less than 4% of the population is chewing their food well. And mom told us this, and she was right when we were kids. We need to slow down and chew our freaking food. And Dr. Gabriel Cousens, I don't know if you know this guy, but he's super healthy. He's like in his 80s and he can do 30 pull-ups. I mean, who can do this, right? He did a 2-day rain dance in the Native Americans without sleeping. And when he was like 70 something, like the guy's amazing. Okay. He said that when you chew your food and you're stimulating meridian points in your teeth. Now hold your hat on this one. Mm-hmm. You can actually uptake your serotonin levels from those stimulating the meridian points by up to 500%. Wow. There is no supplement or pharmaceutical drug that will do this. So for those of you dealing with depression, anxiety, and stuff like that, and you want a serotonin boost, chew your freaking food. Like I could go on and on about this. There was a guy over in like Auschwitz that chewed his food like 200-300 times per bite, and he didn't lose weight like everybody else did and kept his sanity when he was in the concentration camp. So there's so many reasons to chew your food well, and this is a game changer and it doesn't cost anything. Okay, core secret number 3. Now that you're drinking lots of water to hydrate the cells and get the colon moving and all that, and get your lymphatic system, your garbage removal system going, you're chewing your food well, you're stimulating your serotonin production, you're really digestion. You want to avoid liquids with meals. Avoid liquids with meals. Why? Why would you want to do that? Well, because the waiter and the waitress is going to bring you wine and beer and water and drink because they want the ticket to go up. But guess what? It doesn't work for us because we want digestion and the simulation of nutrients. And what happens is when you drink water or beer or wine or apple juice or orange juice with your meal, you're diluting those digestive enzymes you secreted in your mouth that are doing the digestion. You go back to fermentation and gut rot. And long term, once or twice, shoot me. It's not a big deal. Parties, holidays, weekends, birthdays, weddings, no big deal, right? You can mess around a little bit. But daily, you are going to destroy these things called villi. There's intestinal little hair-like structures that line the intestine that create that peristaltic or gut action that moves food through and pulls the nutrients from the intestinal lining into the bloodstream. We don't want to have them sitting in this fermentation soup. Right? When food goes in you, it has 2 options. It's either digest and leave the body or ferment and leave the body. And fermentation is destroying the internal engine of your life, which is your gut. All right. So less than 2% of the population is avoiding liquids with meals. So massive amounts of improvement here. And the rule of thumb is stop drinking liquids an hour before you eat and then wait 2 hours after you're done eating and then drink a lot of liquids again. Yes, we need liquids, but not during the eating process. All right. Number 4, less than 1% of people are doing this. And that is to chew or to do some breath work for 1 to 2 minutes, deep breaths before you eat. And why are we doing this? We live in a stressed out society, right, Lisa?
No, of
There's a
course.
lot of stress. It's a killer. It is a freaking killer. It's blowing out our adrenals. It's
Mhm.
stimulating too much cortisol. All these things are happening. And it's also breath work is also a tool for stress. So all you do, and it doesn't really matter. You can go in your nose, out your mouth, out your mouth, out in your mouth, out your nose. It doesn't matter. Just freaking don't complicate it. Just sit down and take a big deep breath in through the nose as an example. And pause and then release out through the mouth and just start calming down and bringing the blood from the extremities back into the organ systems. Because when you're stressed out, your body thinks a saber-toothed tiger is chasing you. That's the old adage. The blood leaves
Mhm.
the organ systems to the hands, feet, arms, and legs, the extremities to run, to fight, or flight. So by taking some deep breaths in and out, that blood rushes back into the organ systems, and then you can do a little grateful practice. Man, I'm so grateful for this meal. I'm so grateful for the people in my life, and create a great vibrational frequency. And then chew your food really well, and meditate, and just enjoy your meal. And after you're done, then have a nice chat with your family and friends that you're with and stuff like that. And less than 1% of the population is doing that. And these things work so well because we ship our products, our detox stuff, all over the world. And we have people emailing us every single day, Lisa, and they're saying my gas and bloating's better, my headaches or my mental clarity's better, I have more energy, and they don't even have the products yet
Yeah.
because they're following one, two, three, or all four of these tactics, these core four secrets that we put together. We believe this is the part of the foundation, and then we can just build upon that. So this is what I would give as my gift. It's worked for me, and for 11 years now, and it's worked for hundreds of people I've coached and thousands that we've coached in a group format.
I love it. So, for more information on all of this, I want you to head on over to his podcast episode where we deep dive into all of it.